how do you get this picture onto the canvas so that you can try to paint it? Everyone always wants to know how to do this. You've heard it called the grid method. I'm going to show you the grid method for cell phones. Innovator. Watch out. Okay, stay with me. I have already opened this picture on my phone and cropped it to a square because I know my canvas is a square. Okay? So you're going to want to crop your image to the size of your canvas to get this to work right. You can kind of eyeball it too. I'm not a perfectionist. All right, so I'm going to split this into thirds, and I'll tell you why in a second. 4, 8. When I'm doing this by myself, I'm not filming, I use mechanical pencils and Wonder White erasers. But because I'm on YouTube, and because of how things look on cameras, I'm using this super soft 9B pencil, so it comes out real dark. Now, if you can't find a ruler, eyeball it. Here's why you're going to split this into the golden rule of thirds, which is classical art composition. Because your cell phone, when you put it in edit mode, see, here's my image. I'm going to put it in edit mode. Edit. Your phone has a built-in grid, and it's a 3x3. That's why you use the 3x3. It's also classic art composition rules, so how freaking cool is that? So when you crop your image to use it, you can use those little composition hints for where to crop your image. So how do you transfer this now? Let's just go top left. Here's my first square. See my square? All right, so I'm looking. They just don't even exist. These flowers aren't real to me anymore. These are just shapes now. I'm looking at the square, and I'm saying maybe right halfway down between this top part and this bottom part, like maybe the halfway point is where that flower is. So watch this. There. It's so scary and exciting. That's where I think the flower goes. Look, this one up here is almost dead center in that grid, in that square. You see that? See where it hits the edge? Right there. Looks like dead center on this line. So we're going to go boop. And now if you want to just get some loose lines in there, you can just eyeball it. So I'm thinking, it's kind of a perfect round shape. It hits this line here. Doesn't go that much back into this square. So kind of like that. And within just a couple minutes here, we got our first flower in there. The stem comes off of it down here, kind of like that. Just gonna put it there. All right, next flower, let's do it together. Come on, we're doing this as a team. So now we're just looking at this square. Where does the flower hit here? All right, this isn't the halfway point. It's just below it, right? It's just below it, not quite a quarter. So maybe somewhere like that is where it's hitting that line. Okay. It looks like it's kind of cool when something hits something exact. Look at that. Boom, it goes right over the cross mark. So that's where that goes. And we can just eyeball the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can fix it later. Here we go. Now we're going to look. This is where you just start getting good at eyeballing, because you can always fix it later. Okay, we're going to do this middle flower. It looks like it hits somewhere like here. And it looks like it kind of goes something like this. Very interesting. Let's see if I'm getting it right. Something like this. Kind of adds a weird shape in there. That feels pretty close to me. Very, very happy with that. All right, now I'm just eyeballing. I'm hoping for the best here. This goes upward into this square, and then it kind of comes up like that. So see how I'm trying to mimic these shapes here? Not exact. Pretty close. And you can change any of these shapes with paint or pencil. I can come in and say, wow, I don't think I eyeballed this right. I think it goes more like that. There, we're 2 out of 4 flowers done. Let's just get these flowers done. And I'm really just trying to kind of blow through this because, why? Because I want to paint. Trying to see where this flower hits the grid right here. Right down there. More like, eyeballing there. Okay. So it has like petals that come around. And then it goes like that. Not bad, not bad. This kind of has this kind of shape. Everything's kind of hitting each other. All right. Where is dead center here for the plant? Right there. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Breathe. I think it's right there. I'm just gonna go with it. So that means this flower connects here. Is the stem. The leaf is just hitting. It's hitting this grid line exactly, which is so nice when it when it does that, because then you know it's at least one of the points is correct or close. I think this might actually come down a lot lower than it is. More like that. So, green in the back. Green. Okay, let's get the fourth flower on here. Fourth flower is down here, not touching anything else. Almost got exactly halfway on that point, so just put the point there so you know. Exactly halfway. Let's see, what about this bottom line here? Maybe a 1/10 of the way down, like that. And let's just connect the dots. And hope for the best. Kind of going that way. Coming back around. Let's see, how far does that go over? Maybe this far? Pretty cool. I'm like pretty stoked on where these flowers are actually. And then the stems are all kind of going down this way. Where's this green? See the green plant? Let's get that plant in there. So we're gonna just eyeball it. Literally just want to get through this so that I can start painting. And it's fun to just be bold. You can always erase it. The faster you paint, the faster you learn how paint works. And that is just the truth. So let's just say this whole area in here is green. But this is kind of hard here. We get the shadow. So let's get that shadow in there. Maybe the shadow is... Doesn't have to be perfect. It looks like an upside down heart. Coming that way. I'm not sure that's in the right spot. The shadow. But you know what? I'm okay with just going and going. Shadow might be a little too big here, which is actually fine, because then all this other stuff makes sense. All right. Let's do the center of the flowers maybe. Wiggle. But it can always be fixed with paint, so don't get too stuck on anything. Just let go. That's the fun part of art. You don't have to like get stuck on it or worry about ruining a canvas. You can just paint over it. The whole point of art practice is to figure out what the paint is doing. How do I control the paint? It's not really about making pretty stuff. The pretty stuff comes when you figure out how to use the paint. Very controversial personal opinions here. Okay, I got the centers of the flowers. I feel like the petals come in like swooping like that, which is kind of cool. So I can try to get that swooping motion in there. Just get some petals. I could actually look up on the internet how many petals this flower has. I think it's a version of a tulip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's pretend we got 6 petals here. I'm just going to pencil them in so that you can see 3, 4, 5, whatever, 6. Looks kind of cool. Right? So now we got an idea of the flower. There's really no rules. You don't have to follow the picture for the background. It could be anything. All right, so we'll see if those little yellow flowers make it to the final cut. Trying to prove a point here that very, very quickly, we got a grid. We did a 3x3. You don't need to print out reference photos ever again, right? And when you're painting, you can zoom in and really get see those colors, and you can't do that with the printout. And come on, you're saving the earth. Less prints. It's just so cool. Just use your phone. All right. I don't think I'm going to do these textures in the back, but I might. So if I'm just going to give myself some reference points using my grid. It's almost center here. There's dirt. If you're using a soft pencil like me, you can just use your finger. Watch this. I can just draw this whole background almost. All these shadows here. Just using my finger. All right, it might look like a mess now, but there's cue points for me here. I know what to do. Okay, we got this little like curl in there. Come on, how cute is that little curl? Hello, curl. Hi. All right. So now you see we've got a general idea of stuff going on. There's stuff in the background. There's our hard shadow here. I'm ready to start painting. I'm excited about the colors. So please comment if you have questions about transferring a picture on your phone to a canvas. I have permission from this person to paint this photo. I know who took this photo. I'm really weird about just pulling an image off Google and using it. I don't think people should be doing that. Part of the fun, I think, would be to go find a flower to shoot, know you shot that image, and then you can really control it too because you got the high res. I can erase the grid lines, but I don't have to. I can just paint over them. So, okay, now you know how to transfer a picture from your phone to a canvas. Always get permission. Use the editor on your phone. Do the 3x3 grid. Understand the rules of 3x3 composition. Okay, don't get upset or worry about ruining it. Make art. Go, go, go.